So there's the patch notes. Kind of went through them and other things, so I don't think we need to really cover that.
Yeah.
Okay.
The game will be different. Log in and find out.
No, Matt, you can't say that. We'll be out of a job.
Yeah, but also, right, in this age of internet marketing, you don't say, this is what is in our game now, come play it. You say, come play our game, it's fucking amazing, we won't tell you why.
That's very true, yeah.
Yeah. You just put a big red arrow pointing to your game, done. Sorted.
That's it, because you just need a big red arrow.
Yeah. The only problem with the Dragonflight cover is that Alex Straza isn't making the pog face.
That's it. She needs to be making the pog face. We need to have some very selective highlighting. We need a massive arrow.
Need a soy jack pointing at her.
A soy jack pointing at her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, failing the think tank, we could just make the cover art for the next WoW expansion for Blizzard instead.
You know, that's a good point. It did work for Apex Legends. Respawn did just go and say, hey, we made a game, come play it. And it was like, okay. And then they did forever.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, wonderful.
Well, I think that's because they basically did a humongous assault across all lines of the front.
Yeah,
right? Like every fucking streamer was bought and paid for and ready to go. It was a masterful campaign. Yep. But right, so Dragonflight launch and Season 1 splash screens. Log in at the appropriate time and find out what they are. Yeah. Now then, let's get to the tasty meat, which we all do love some tasty meat. And today we're getting some Drakthir meat.
So think
the Ahegao face. That's it.
Oh Jesus Christ! Fuck.
It does remind me. I really should have got back to back Bad Dragon whenever they DM'd me after I made a joke.
No, that whole part of culture needs fucking killed. Stone dead.
No, see, I was going to try to play it coy. And, say, oh, look at this. This is my dragon-themed doorstop. Because it's like, those suction cup dildos. So I think, like, I could, put the dildo onto the floor and we could use it as a doorstop. Or, other various things. And it could be a really funny sponsor integration. Yeah. But then I realized, you know what? Maybe the jokes can become too real.
Yep.
And then it's not ironic anymore. You're just a degenerate. And this is
again, I have talked to you about this at length.
The think tank.
Yeah.
This is the think tank.
I have spent the guts of maybe 20 years is a bit of an exaggeration, but we're talking like 17 years.
He's been in 4chan since he was 8 years old.
It's like it wasn't around then. You get a picture of my age. I mean, people know what age I am, but like I have literally seen people on this is ironic. This is ironic. This is no longer ironic. I've seen people on that path in so many different subcultures. It's like, no, you don't start that. It goes wrong. It goes wrong. It's like irony poison your whole brain. It's dire.
Yeah, I remember. I don't know if it was Bad Dragon or whatever company it was, but they made a big willy that was based on the movie Shape of Water.
Yeah.
And Guillermo del Toro, of course, fantastic director. He basically was like, oh no, I know what the fishman's dick looks like, and it's not that.
Yeah.
Like. You fucking legend, Guillermo. I wonder what he's doing next. I like his movies a lot.
Just sitting on Kojima's lap. I don't know.
Speaking of that.
Oh yeah, the director of RRR.
The director of RRR has been fucking scanned by Kojima. RRR is a fucking experience. I highly recommend it.
Yeah.
Very fun movie. Okay, so the Drakthir Soar situation was one of the grand dramas of this expansion, right? And I suppose, relatively speaking, it's a good thing that something like Soar was the big drama instead of, the whole game's busted and they're lying about a ripcord. That was a bit worse. But yeah, right, the Drakthir Soar, it would, I think, go up to 900. Oh my god, Guillermo's making a horror series on Netflix. Anyway,
Pinocchio.
It's going up to 910. And then they made it no longer go up to 910% speed. So, Blizzard have buffed Soar quite a lot. And this is really awesome. Now, they've done it in a way that is, it is tied to the Dragon Isles. Basically, as you unlock your dragon riding skills, which you get by basically collecting these glyphs around the world, think of the glyphs like stars in Mario 64, I guess. Every time you get a glyph, you get a little talent point, and, you go through your big old tree of things, you get your dragon riding really powerful. And as you do that, if you're a Drakthir player, Well, actually, no, because the glyph unlocks are account-wide.
Yep.
So if you just have it completely maxed out and then you start a drag clear, you can pretty quickly fill your thing out, your skill tree, and you'll just get all these bonuses. So there's these ones that increase Sora's max speed to match that of the Dragon Isles Drakes. Very good, right? Dynamic stretching, restorative travels, yearning for the sky, each reduce the cooldown of Sora by 40 seconds, reducing it to 2 minutes with all of these. And together with the familiar skies trait, which is, I believe, for completely exploring the continent, Sora has a 1 minute cooldown.
Whee!
That is OP.
Nyum.
And that's good. Because, there's times where something being OP breaks the game. But there's times where something just it feels really powerful, and that's just cool. And sure, there's probably like a DK and a paladin moving very slowly, getting very angry. Whatever. But I just think that's cool. I mean, Sora every 1 minute. Holy shit. That's a lot of soaring.
Yeah.
That's basically the point.
And it's still not as good as dragon riding because you don't have a cooldown on getting onto your dragon.
Yeah, but I suppose if you run out of vigor somehow, you can just immediately, always know that you can go and soar, and that will really make them feel fun. And man, is this not a difference from the very start of Legion, where you get the rock brill thingy that would knock you up, and after you were knocked up, you would use the glidery thing.
The rock feather, sky kite, and the emerald winds.
That's it. And you could just zoom around, and within like a few days, nerfed. Dead. Right? And that was just one of those things like, oh, fuck, look at this really fun locomotion. I go to the top of High Mountain and I can just fucking soar anywhere. It was awesome in Legion, and they killed it. Here, though, we're seeing them embrace the mad, crazy shit. And that's good. Because as you said earlier, this is Blizzard designing some game. Because, okay, we enjoyed playing Mythic Plus recently. It was totally a game. But there's different types of games, right? There's the kind of cerebral games, and then there's the, I think WoW is one of those more cerebral games, much as your Mythic Plus compatriots may not make you think so. But that is what WoW is, It's strategizing, it's thinking about all this shit, and it does have a bit of moment-to-moment gameplay. But it's not like playing Ace Combat. It's not like playing a racing game. It's not like playing some indie platformer with amazing movement, right? It doesn't have, that kind of gameplay. And what's awesome with the dragon riding is it's actually Blizzard doing some of that type of gameplay. Dragon riding feels like it's from a more modern game than WoW, and I mean that in a good way. So it's just nice that they've leaned into this, and again, I just have to say, Blizzard, please extend dragon riding to the rest of the game. I almost don't give a shit. Fucking to hell with it, whatever, just please. Because I get there's a bunch of issues.
As long as it doesn't actually literally break anything, because that's where you're going to have problems when it literally breaks things. But if it's like people get to level fast through goofy means, but obviously if they're dragon riding, then it means they have to have went and done Dragonflight to do that. So that's okay then, I guess. Unless they're thinking of the future and they want to include Dragonflight in their Chromie time stuff. Something like that maybe. But fundamentally, just do it. Maybe it's not high priority, maybe it's not top priority. Just find a way to do it. Some patch go, fuck it, it's 10.3 or ideally 10.4 or maybe 10.5, depends how many patches they want to get out. You go, fuck it. Here's your dragon riding in Azeroth. Go jump off Hyjal and see how far you can go. That'd be sweet.